devil. Mother Bortz, please.
Do you know what an adversary is? The word adversary means an opponent or an enemy. It can also mean someone who harasses another person or treats them harshly. There are many examples in the Bible of those who were adversaries or enemies of Jehovah and his people. Can you think of some? Haman, Goliath, Judas Iscariot, and Nimrod are some examples. But the most wicked adversary of all is named at 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. That's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. And it reads, "Keep your senses, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion seeking to devour someone." So Satan the devil is Jehovah's worst enemy and ours as well. The first time Satan showed he was an enemy of Jehovah was in the Garden of Eden. If you recall, he lied to Eve in order to get her to disobey Jehovah. Adam and Eve both disobeyed Jehovah, and this brought sin and death to all of us. Another example of Satan's opposition to Jehovah can be found at Job chapter 1, verses 6 through 11. That's Job chapter 1, verses 6 through 11. And it reads, "Now the day came when the sons of the true God entered to take their station before Jehovah, and Satan also had entered among them. Then Jehovah said to Satan, 'Where have you come from?' Satan answered Jehovah, 'From roaming about on the earth and from walking about in it.' And Jehovah said to Satan, 'Have you taken note of my servant Job? There is no one like him on the earth. He is an upright man of integrity, fearing God and shunning what is bad.' At that Satan answered Jehovah, 'Is it for nothing that Job has feared God? Have you not put up a protective hedge around him and his house and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his livestock has spread out in the land. But for a change, strike out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your very face.'" In these verses, we see that Satan accused Job of worshiping Jehovah only because Jehovah was protecting him and his family. In other words, Satan was saying that Jehovah was bribing Job in order to serve him. Satan did some horrible things to Job because he wanted him to break his loyalty. If we are going to be obedient to Jehovah, we need to remember that Satan is our enemy, and just as he did in the past, he will do his very best to draw us away from Jehovah. But we may wonder, how can we stand against such a powerful adversary, especially since we read that he is like a roaring lion seeking to devour someone? Well, let's turn back to 1 Peter chapter 5 and read verse 9. That's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 9. "But take your stand against him, firm in the faith, knowing that the same kind of sufferings are being experienced by the entire association of your brothers in the world." In addition to maintaining our faith, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11 tells us, Put on the complete suit of armor from God, so that you may be able to stand firm against the crafty acts or schemes of the devil. Our spiritual armor includes the belt of truth and the breastplate of righteousness. But there's even more good news. The good news can be found at Micah chapter 5, verse 9. That's Micah chapter 5, verse 9. And it reads, "Your hand will be raised over your adversaries, and all your enemies will be destroyed." So Jehovah promises that he will destroy all of our adversaries, including the most wicked adversary of all, Satan the devil.